Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege. What's another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space? What's going on, guys? So yeah, I did two videos yesterday, XRP Ripple Daily News in 0 to 10 minutes. I did two of those, and guess what? There was no volume. There was no sound. There was zero sound, zero sound in those two videos. So I actually had to take them off of Twitter because, yeah, no sound. Shout out to Win Mullet for letting me know that was the case. But anyway, guys, listen, we're gonna attempt to do it again. Let's see how it goes. So, guys, this is your XRP Ripple Daily News in 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do this. So, 4 miners in China represent 80% of Bitcoin and Ethereum mining capacity, said the Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. Guys, that interview with Julia Chatterley the other day is actually on her Twitter account, where you can check those videos out. I thought was really outstanding. And again, you know, I've said this before, Brad Garlinghouse and the people at Ripple tell us everything that we need to know. We just have to be paying attention. So shout out to News Logical here for just kind of pointing out some of the things that took place in the interview. Guys, do you think that the powers that be, the Japans of the world, the United States of the world, and their allies, understanding that we're moving into this digital asset space, this new asset class that is the digital asset space, do you think they're good with China representing 80% of Bitcoin and Ethereum mining capacity? Do you think that they're good with that? Japan has already said, point of fact, they are not good with that. So you got to pay attention to what the powers that be are ultimately going to do, ultimately going to be able to do. You got to pay attention to that, because they're not going to be cool with China in its position with Bitcoin. I can guarantee that. Certainly not with the yuan. And that's what Japan was not exactly excited about, them moving forward faster than everyone else. So, in Japan talked about collaborative effort with the United States to make sure that the US dollar does not lose its place as the world reserve currency. So pay attention to things like this. Let's check this article out just really, really quickly. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has said just 4 miners in China controls 80% of Bitcoin and Ethereum mining capacity. Speaking on CNN's First Move, anchored by Julia Chatterley, Brad spoke extensively on the state of the cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin and XRP, saying it is fascinating to see central banks looking up to cryptocurrencies as a means of making their economy more efficient. Keyword, more efficient. Brad, when asked whether China is ahead of the US in terms of crypto adoption, enjoying, whatever that means, the US to look into setting a framework for cryptocurrency, this time that countries like Singapore, China, Thailand, among other countries, are proffering clear cryptocurrency regulations. Again, another word I'm not familiar with. Brad Garlinghouse said the US has the opportunity to model a regulatory framework for cryptocurrency. So I think it's interesting, the countries that he mentioned that are ahead in a lot of ways, right? This is what Glenn Hutchinson said as well. Singapore, China, Thailand ahead in terms of where they are with regulation, and ahead of the US in terms of, you know, the overall adoption of this digital asset space. Brad Garlinghouse said the US has the opportunity to model a regulatory framework for cryptocurrency. The CEO of Ripple, a firm that just raised $200 million from investors, said China's mining power is high. He said China is strategic due to the fact that Chinese miners control the Bitcoin network. They control the Bitcoin network. So important to kind of get what's going on with the market. You got to get that. Listen, when institutional money, Wall Street money comes in to this space, it will be different. It will be different. We're talking about professionals. It will be different. I promise you, it's going to be different. So he said China's strategic due to the fact that Chinese miners control the Bitcoin network, added that it is cool seeing China lead the crypto mining power. He enjoined the US to offer the cryptocurrency industry a clear regulation for investors to come into this space. And this is something he's always said, but there isn't a guy, there isn't a CEO, there isn't a project, there isn't a corporate staff that has worked more with the regulators than Ripple. You got to get that. That's just a fact. So they know how they walk. Ripple, the people from Ripple know how the regulators walk. They know how they talk. They know what they're looking for. They know what they want. They know the obstacles that they have fear of. Ripple is intimately familiar because they've been working with them. And that's so important to move forward. And the great thing about it is when regulation comes, who is going to be leaps and bounds far ahead of everyone else? Everyone else is going to be working to get to where the regulators want. And Ripple has already been, right? That's why they got the fencing thing already done, right? They're going to be ahead of everyone else. You got to get the axe on this thought on XRP. Let me read this again. He joined the U.S. to offer cryptocurrency industry a clear regulation for investors to come into the space. So he knows that. He knows that they're not coming in. They're not going. They'll tippy toe. You know, they'll put their foot in the water a little bit. But until regulations come, they're not going to do that. But when the regulations come, look out. They're going to come in droves. It's going to be huge. The influx of money is going to be crazy. Brad mentioned that 2020 is an important year for cryptocurrencies globally. Asked them to start on XRP substituting Fed currency, Brad said XRP Ledger as an open source technology is focused on commercial banks. However, the innovation is being worked on to accommodate more ideas. And I think it was on my live stream, I talked about the fact that I showed some slides with the Ashish Birla talking about AI, Central and the Bank of England working with machine learning and AI with Ripple. With Ripple, machine learning and AI, guys. So don't think that they're resting on their laurels. He added that at the moment, the firm is centered on cross-border remittance and wants to first make glory in the area before other things. Okay, got it. Right, and that interview is so powerful. I'm going to go over a lot of it on my stream today at 3:30 Eastern time. Chatterley asked Brad whether XRP is a good investment. The CEO said the value of any digital asset in the long term depends on its liquidity. Brad buttressed that Bitcoin utility is increasing because it is a digital gold and people see it as digital gold. He said Bitcoin is a store of value and there are going to be other cryptocurrencies serving many other purposes. Absolutely. Brad, who assented to owning Bitcoin, what did this do with these words? Assented and buttressed and Forex and what in the world? Brad, who assented to owning Bitcoin, said Ripple's XRP has lots of utility and people see value in XRP. He said Ripple is driving utility for the digital asset, digital currency. He said, looking at what firms like Forte, Coil, and others using XRP are doing does not make him think about the price of XRP in a matter of weeks or months, right? He said not 3 weeks, 3 months, right? Not 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. It's like years. On initial public offering, he said Ripple is not going to be the first to do such, and it's not going to be the last. And guys, so that was, this is some parts from that interview, obviously, and we're definitely going to go over some of the videos that Julia Chatterley put out with that interview. I thought the interview was substantial, and I think one of the most important, and I'm paraphrasing what he said during this interview, and he said, you know, a lot of companies and businesses think the IPO is the end game. Not us at Ripple. We see the IPO as us just getting started. And that is, my friends, the significance. That is the brilliance and the genius in motion. That is the blue ocean strategy that Ripple implements, and it's their mindset. The IPO is not the end all be all. It's the beginning, right? I absolutely love that, you guys. And I hope you get that. This is the people that we have behind us. These are the people that have our back. He said it. Ripple is driving the utility of XRP. You get that? It's a digital asset. It's a digital asset. And in the end, utility will rule the day. That's why in every tweet that I do on Twitter, I always hashtag real use case. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I will talk to you soon, guys. See ya.